those scars remain. Like I've always said, the scars will go with me to the grave. And I stopped seeing my dad, when he left us, I was 16. And I still remember the date very clearly, 13th September 1986. That was the last I saw him. And I said after that, he tried, when I succeeded, he tried his best. He started speaking to the producers in South. When I had just started working, he started speaking to the producers in South, being his own daughter, but he went around with the producers saying that I would come out for a night for 25,000 rupees. So these kind of talks, he was
basically trying to sell
me. And this
He was trying to sell you sexually?
Yes.
To film producers?
Yes.
When you were how old?
16.
And how did you find out?
Because the producers came and spoke to me.
Khushbu, you have always spoken your mind for as long as I have known you, and often that has got you into trouble. And a lot of people today may not remember a time when you were battling 22 criminal complaints, all because you urged young women to protect themselves in sexual relationships. You spoke about the reality of premarital sex, and you were speaking from a context of HIV, other sexually transmitted diseases, unwanted pregnancies, and you lived with criminal cases against you. Do you remember that time?
Yes, the most difficult times, but at the same time, the most beautiful times.
Why beautiful?
Because it taught me so much. It made me so courageous. It brought out the inner strength, which I never thought it existed. It gave me the strength to fight the odds. It gave me the strength to come out with flying colors as a mother, because I had two very young girls to protect at that time.
How old were your daughters when this happened?
2005. My older one was just 5 years old.
Wow.
And my younger one was 2.5.
What happened? Tell our audience. A lot of people today are very young. They don't remember. I remember because I'm old. We're the same age. What had happened?
I had written an article in India Today.
You were not yet in politics?
No, not at all. This was in 2005. And that's when HIV was on the rise. And in Tamil Nadu, Namakkal, one area, which was the base for the exchange of trucks, and all the drivers would come there and exchange the trucks there. And that area in Tamil Nadu was actually number one in India when it came to HIV positive people. And most of the women there were sexual workers, sex workers, and they were absolutely unwantedly criminalized, and they were thrown out of their houses because they were they were HIV positive. And my argument was, it is men who transmit this disease to women. They don't get it by themselves. And of course they were sex workers, and that is why they had all these truck drivers there. And I had written an article for that how in today's times, we had a lot of stories about newly born children being thrown in dustbins and found in the government orphanages at the doorsteps. Because then we had one scheme where it was called Tottil Koran or something. It's like a kid and we found a lot of unwanted kids. So my article was regarding that, saying that how this is on rise and we need women to be protected. And we cannot hide the fact that premarital sex do happen. You can't turn a blind eye.
It's a reality.
Yes, I said you can't turn a blind eye.
That doesn't mean you were endorsing it, as you were accused of
not. So it was like, and my statements were very clear. If you are involved in premarital sex, you have to use protection so that you don't get, transmitted with any kind of HIV or any sexually transmitted disease or unwanted pregnancies, and you need to protect yourself. So there were a few political parties who were mushrooming, and then they wanted to be the warriors of Tamil culture and moral policing and speak on behalf of 2,000 people, speaking for the complete, population of Tamil Nadu was somewhere around 6 crores. So they wanted to be the moral policing warriors of women of Tamil Nadu. And they changed the whole thing, saying that I have completely disrespected the women of Tamil Nadu and I have questioned their morality and all that. So,
I mean, how utterly crazy. Like today, in fact, if you did not say what you said, you would be accused of interfering with the autonomy of adult women.
Exactly.
Right? It should be about what women consent to. Of course, teenagers is a whole different debate. Now, what happened after that?
So I had these actually 46 cases filed against
46.
me. 46 in all. And out of which 26 were quashed, 24 were quashed in Madras High Court, Madurai High Court, but 22 were not quashed. So I had to move those 22 cases to Supreme Court. And that battle went on for 2 years. 2007, I moved them to Supreme Court, and 2010, I got relief from the Supreme Court. I won all the 22 cases. So,
and there was a phone call from Kamal Hassan in the middle.
Yes, that happened because I picked up my children. I was going about with my normal work. I picked up my kids. It was a Friday afternoon. And my older one was, I think she was just in first standard or something. And my younger one was in activity center. So I picked up the kids from school and I was coming back and took them to their favorite joint for lunch. And my husband called. He said, "Where are you?" I said, "I'm out with kids for lunch." He's saying, "Okay, so you finish lunch, go home, drop the kids, and just go into hiding." And I'm like, "What's happening?" I think there's a non-bailable warrant given against you from Manipur. And I'm like, "For what?" He's saying, "No, it's a politically motivated one." And they have just issued a non-bailable warrant saying that you were summoned thrice and you did not go there in person. So I said, "But we didn't receive any summons." Saying, "We haven't, but it's all politically motivated. So you just move and go into hiding." And because it was a Friday, and this came around 3 o'clock, around 2:33 in the afternoon, so that I can't file it in High Court. I can't go to High Court, neither Saturday, Sunday. Obviously, no courts will function. Monday, the struggle will start again. So he said, "Just go into hiding." So I dropped the kids at home and I went to a friend's place, and there were cops who were all over looking for me. They were in Mufti, they were outside my brother's place, all my best friends' houses.
Wow.
They went inquiring where I was, to my mom's place. And they couldn't find me anywhere. But I was at a very, very good friend of mine who supported me and his entire family, and I was with them. And Monday, Chennai High Court, Madras High Court refused to take up my case. Tuesday, they refused to take my case. And Wednesday, I'm still in hiding. And my kids, imagine my kids were young, they were calling me and they were crying that they wanted to meet me, they wanted to see me. And then on Wednesday morning, I got a call from Mr. Kamal Hassan. He was in US. And he called, he said, "Where are you?" "I'm at a friend's place." He said, "You're hiding." I said, "I don't have a choice." He said, "You do." I said, "How?" He said, "Go surrender."
Yeah.
I said, why would I surrender myself? I'm not at fault. He said, "Exactly. That's why you need to do it." He's saying, "Are you ashamed for what you said?" I said, "No." He's saying, do you think what you have done is absolutely wrong?" I said, "No." Saying, "You spoke your mind and you spoke the truth." I said, "Yes." He said, "Then do it. Face the facts, face the truth. You are right in what you said. So just go." And that's when I called up my husband and I said, "Enough, I can't go. If they have to arrest me, let them arrest me. If I have to go behind bars, I'm ready to go behind bars. But I'm not going to hide anymore as a culprit. I'm not the culprit here. I've not done anything wrong." So he said, "Fine. Are you ready to face it? Because you don't know if they're going to put you behind bars.
Yeah.
We don't know how long it will take to bring you out." I said, "Fine." I said, "A week, 10 days, a month, a year, I'm ready to face it. But I will go." That's when on Thursday morning, then I went to Manipur and I surrendered myself.
And it took you another few years to have these cases dropped against you.
Yes, 2007 to 2010.
Crazy. And did that experience make you more diplomatic going forward? Did you think before you speak?
No.
Did you start to think before you speak?
No, wish I could do that, but no. I still continue to speak my mind. If I start thinking before I have to speak, if I start measuring my words, then I will understand that something is wrong with me in my head. Then it's not me.
You've always given it back, including to trolls, hate speech, and you've got your fair share of that. And I remember this one tweet that you did a few years ago, and you said, "Get over it. Yes, I am a Khan."
Yes.
And this started because there was a lot of speculation over your religion, whether you'd converted. People didn't know immediately from your name that you'd actually been born Nakhat Khan. But when you became a child artist, your parents named you Khushbu. But people then started saying all kinds of things. You have never actually hidden the fact that you are Muslim.
Never. I always say, I still say I'm a Muslim. I mean, it's just inborn. You can't help it. Now, if I have to get up, if I'm on the floor, if I have to stand up, or if I'm extremely tired, if I'm sitting down. And many people, hey, Bhagwan, that's how you go. To me, it's automatic. Ya Allah, that's how I go. You can't change. That's inbuilt. That's kind of a family and the surroundings and the circumstances I've brought in. So I cannot forget the fact that I'm a born Muslim. I still continue to be a Muslim. I haven't converted. Yes, I'm married to a proper Hindu. And in India,
when you say proper Hindu, you mean practicing
Hindu. Yes, a very firm believer in Lord Muruga. He fasts every week on Thursdays. He's a vegetarian on Thursdays. We don't cook non-veg during one particular month and particular days where my mother-in-law is very clear that we all have to fast or we cannot bring any non-vegetarian at home. So that very the Hindu family I am married into. But we still are open-minded where I'm allowed to follow my religion. We have never told our kids that you have to follow Hinduism or you have to follow Islam. We leave it to the kids. They love enjoying, like celebrating Diwali as much as they love celebrating Eid. And they love celebrating Easter and Christmas also because my brother's married to a Christian.
Nice.
And he's baptized.
Full syncretic Indian
family. And he's
family.
baptized. His kids are baptized. He himself is baptized. And he goes to a church every Sunday. He is there. I mean, he would miss anything in the world but going to the church with his family on a Sunday. So we have a family of, and I really give the credit to my mother because when my brother was dating a Christian or I was dating a Hindu when I was dating my husband, she was very clear. I said, if there are going to be any problems because you both belong to different caste, then she told my brother that I will throw you out of the house and your girl will come in. And she told me that you will get out of the house and your man will come in. So I don't want any kind of problems because of religion. So that love is different. Love does not carry any barriers, religious barriers.
Yeah. So when people started speculating over whether you had converted, whether you're a Muslim, etc., and you saw those things about you, even now if you Google Khushbu, you'll find, 5 actors who converted their religion for marriage, right? Are you able to laugh off all of this?
Absolutely, because you can't help it. See, I think trolls always call them very cowards, spineless cowards. This is what I frame them as, because most of them don't have faces. They don't have their real identities. And I think they know that they're so ugly in person that they want to hide their real identity from the people they are around with. I'm sure their own friends, their own family members will be on any of the social platform. So they don't want the world to know that how ugly I am from within. And that is why they hide their real identity. So I don't care about them.
But do you think of yourself as Khushbu or do you think of yourself as Nakhat Khan?
Both. Khushbu is something which is given to me, my name, my fame, my identity. And Nakhat is something what I am as a person.
What does your mother call you?
Nakhat. My entire family calls me Nakhat. My school friends call me Nakhat. Very few friends in the film industry call me by my real name. Very few friends in the film industry.
So you have a kind of dual identity in that way. In your own head, how do you think of yourself?
I think of as one person. Whether you call me Khushbu or Nakhat doesn't make a difference. But yes, I'm very, very protective. And I feel very personal when somebody calls me Nakhat. I mean, if a stranger comes around and calls me Nakhat, I have to turn around and say, please, I would prefer that you call me Khushbu. Because that is how you know me. So Nakhat is something very personal to me. That's me.
It's your private space.
It's a very private space. Only very personal people call me Nakhat.
And you married Sundar, your husband, under the Special Marriage Act.
Yes, I did.
So neither of you had to convert.
No,
it's actually a great law.
Yes, absolutely. And in India, I think it's a great country where you have this law. And none of us have converted. And I think religion was never an issue when me and Sundar fell in love. We never had an issue that he's a Hindu or I'm a Muslim. We never had that. We were in love. That's it, period.
Now, you have experienced 3 different political parties,
yes,
right? The DMK, the Congress and the BJP. Let's start with the present one. Now, of course, you're in the National Commission for Women. A lot of people might say that you're a proud Muslim in the sense that that is your identity. You are married to a proud Hindu. Your brother is, as you said, Christian. And the BJP, for a lot of BJP states, love jihad is a political phrase. You have an interfaith marriage. Do you sometimes find your own life at odds with the politics of some of your colleagues?
Not at all. Unfortunately, people have a very wrong conception about BJP. Let me tell you that you have like-minded and odd-minded people in every political party. The problem is, love jihad is not about interfaith marriage. Love jihad when women are forced to convert in the name of love. You fall in love, and I have literally seen these cases because even in NCW, we have these cases coming up where the girl says, I was in love and I thought that it was only about love, but only when I got married, it turned out to be that he wants me to convert. And then that's when,
But the right to voluntary conversion is granted by the Constitution.
Yes, it is. But it's the right to convert.
Yes.
But here, when you're forcibly converting because you're married into a Muslim family, and that's when the torture starts. That's when the woman is assaulted sexually, physically, mentally, emotionally. And that's when the problem starts. So initially, you don't speak about that, okay, you have to convert. Women who want to convert, we don't have a problem with that at all. But that's a wrong conception which people have about BJP, saying that it's all about love jihad. No, it's not. It's basically not. Because if that was a problem with the BJP, I wouldn't be part of BJP today. They would have ridiculed me, saying that, oh, you are into love jihad. No. So I think this, when I was in Congress and when I was supporting Congress and we were talking from the opposition point of view, speaking on the same lines of what the Congress wanted to speak. And when I moved to BJP, the same thing what I had spoken during when I was in Congress was used against me. So I don't know how it matters to them now, because just because you're on the other side, you immediately turn the plates and then you start calling names. Because I remember when I quit Congress, the first thing they said is, because I had a lot of financial issues with my husband and me had a lot of financial issues, to settle that problem. And I still remember the state president had come up with this statement that I was having problems with my family, and to solve those problems, I was forced to join BJP. And I'm like, how bizarre people can be.
We'll come to the politics, but let's, just on the interfaith marriage, I'm sure you'll agree with me that I think that strengthening the Special Marriage Act will give choices to a lot of couples who are acting from a voluntary choice and an informed choice. Let's come to your childhood and how you joined the movies. I don't know how many people know that you were in Burning Train, right? As a child, as singing "Teri Hai Zameen, Tera Asman," and I didn't know that all of that started because of your association with Hema Malini's family. So tell us that story.
See, my first brother, the eldest one, I think he and Dimpu, who was Hemaji's cousin. I don't know if they were studying together or how they were friends. So my brother was a regular visitor to meet Dimpu there. And I used to tag along with my brother because for me it was the dream girl, Hema Malini. We all were like in awe of her. And Hemaji's family, her entire home was a very, very warm, welcoming home. It didn't have any starry feeling that, oh, you're not supposed to be there, you're not supposed to sit here, you're not supposed to move there. So I was all over the place. And Mummy ji, her mom, was very, very fond of me. So she would make sure that I'm sitting there in her room. I still remember the house, how it used to be. They used to have a huge helican staircase. And from the ground floor till the second floor ceiling, they used to have one entire glass cabinet where all her trophies and her shields were there. And Mummy ji used to tell me, tum count karo kitna hai. So I would start counting and walk up the helican staircase. But by the time I would touch the first floor, I would forget what was wrong there. So I would come back again. So my entire day used to be, at Hemaji's place. So I have seen her practicing Bharatnatyam, or I would sit in her room where she would be getting ready to go for a shoot or a photo shoot, doing her makeup. And then lunchtime, I'm there, or breakfast time, I'm there having idli, dosa, sambar, all of that. And that's when Ravi Chopra uncle saw me there, playing around with Hemanti's other nieces and nephews. And that's when Ravi Chopra uncle said that, will that kid act? So Mummy ji said, puchenge. So Mummy ji came and said, cinema mein act karega. And I was like, okay.
How old were you?
I was around 7. Okay. And then I told Mummy ji ki, रोज एक आइसक्रीम मिलेगी तो रवि चोपड़ा अंकल से हाँ रोज एक आइसक्रीम दूंगा I said, then I'll come. And I didn't even ask anyone at home that I will, or whether I should or I shouldn't. But I said, because the ice cream was there, that every day I would get one ice cream, I agreed to be part of the burning train.
Amazing. So a Muslim girl born in Mumbai ends up in Tamil Nadu and in not as an adult in the Hindi film industry. How does that happen?
I did a couple of films as an adult in Hindi films. After Dard Ka Rishta, I came to a very odd age. I was like 11 or 12 when Dard Ka Rishta was released. And, you come to a stage where you're neither a kid, you're not an adult. It's a very odd age, very adolescent period. And JP Singhal uncle took a couple of my pictures. So, actually, Raj Kapoor, Papaji wanted me to launch with Ram Teri Ganga Maini.
Interesting.
But then I was too young to play that
you were
role.
11 years old.
I was just 13.
Okay,
and
that's still too young.
Yeah, so I was just 13. So then it was a role where you had to be a mother of a child and all that. Then Papaji said, she's too young to do the portion in Gangotri, she's fine. But then the portions which needs to be shot in Kolkata, she's very young. So then Boni Kapoor sir saw my pictures, and then Boni ji said, I will launch her with Sanjay Kapoor. And he put me under a contract for 3 years. So he actually started with my dance classes, Bharatnatyam, Kathak, folk, and then health club, swimming, horse riding, everything. Because he said, I want you to train yourself well for 3 years till you're 16, and then I will launch you. And we signed the contract. But I think my dad was a little in a hurry. And since he was managing my entire work, I was very young. So I think he had a fallout with Boniji, and he was keen that, Are yaar, paisa nahi aa raha ghar pe. So then he went on to sign a couple of wrong films.
Right.
So films which I was dependent on didn't do well. Film which gave me fame was Meri Jung, Bol Baby Bol, rock and roll.
Yes.
But unfortunately then, if once a sister, always a sister. So you're playing a sister.
You get typecast.
Yes. To Anil Kapoor, and then who's the hero.
Yeah.
And I was doing a film with Jackie Shroff and Govinda where I was playing a lead with them. Unfortunately, both those films didn't do well, but Meri Jung did extremely well. So I was typecasted as a sister, and the other films which I was getting, again a sister role. I said, I'm not interested. And that's when in 86, I got an offer for a Telugu film, my first film in the South. And I fought with my dad to do that.
Yeah. Now talking about your dad, not a pleasant conversation for you. You have in fact come out with a story to me at We the Women. You spoke about being abused sexually and physically by your father, an abuse that started at the age of 8, but that you were only able to talk about when you turned 15.
Yes.
And all those years you dealt with it in silence. You saw him abusing your mother as well. And while you have, opened up about this, it's very important for people to understand why children remain silent about abuse within a circle of trust and how that scars them when somebody that they look to for love and security does this to them. Have you been able to, recover from what happened to you as a child? Can anyone ever recover fully?
No, you can never recover. Those scars remain, like I've always said, the scars will go with me to the grave.
Mm-hmm.
And I stopped seeing my dad, when he left us, I was 16. And I still remember the date very clearly, 13 September 1986. That was the last I saw him. And I said after that, he tried, when I succeeded, he tried his best. He started speaking to the producers in South when I had just started working. He started speaking to the producers in South, being his own daughter, but he went around with the producers saying that I would come out for a night for 25,000 rupees. So these kind of talks, he was
basically trying to sell
me. And this
He was trying to sell you sexually?
Yes.
To film producers?
Yes.
When you were how old?
16.
And how did you find out?
Because the producers came and spoke to me.
How did that make you feel as a 16-year-old? You had already been abused by him over many years.
I wanted to kill him. But then I didn't, because I didn't want to dirty my hands.
But you really did feel like, that murderous rage, as it's called.
Absolutely. I think any woman would feel that. And here I was looking after my 3 brothers, all older to me, my mom, who were dependent on me. I became the head of the family overnight. 14th September morning when I woke up, I was head of the family. Everybody was looking up to me. And I didn't know where the next meal is going to come from because I had not started working in Tamil films. I had just done 2 Telugu films and they were under production. And I was just on the verge of signing my 3rd film as a lead in Telugu. So I was filled with rage. And fortunately, my producers came and spoke to me and he said, Khush, we are glad you walked out of your father or your father left you, you're away from him. Because these are the stories he was trying to tell people.
When you say you wanted to kill him, I mean, obviously you wouldn't have gone and killed him, but you're describing a feeling because you have been abused by this man and now he's trying to basically sell you for sex.
Yes. Yes.
And imagine if some producer had said, yes, okay.
Fortunately, I've never faced that situation. Fortunately, like he didn't know anybody in Tamil except for the couple of films what I was doing in Telugu. But like I said, I was very fortunate, whether it was D. Ramanaidu sir, Raghavendra Rao, or Jagavati Yats, V.B. Rajendra Prasad sir, the kind of people I was working with. They were so sweet to me, they were so nice to me that they became kind of my, guardian angels. They surrounded me with so much of protection and love. And they said, we are there for you, not to worry. And I felt so safe working in their production. I felt so safe when they were around. I knew that if I have a problem, if somebody tries to misbehave, I can always reach out to them. I can always speak to them. But I don't know, Barkha, I was so lucky that nobody ever tried to misbehave with me. Of course, in every industry, you have somebody who would try to,
cross the line,
cycle gap mein koi chance mil jayega kya, those kind of things. Yeah. But then I knew how to put my foot down. But otherwise, nobody ever tried to misbehave with me.
Do you know where your father is today?
He is dead and gone.
And you're glad?
I'm glad. I always said the day he kicks the bucket, I'm going to open a bubbly. I'm a complete teetotaler. So I have never even tasted what a wine and champagne tastes like. So I always said that when he kicks the bucket, I'm going to open a bottle of bubbly. I said, I've never had this habit and I don't think I need to start something with a man who's not worth it.
Yeah, more power to your courage. But what I want, especially in your current role as a National Commission for Women member, what I want people to understand is what are these scars that you have to deal with, and you may never fully deal with them. As you said, you'll take the scars to your grave. But you think of a child who has been sexually abused, physically abused by her own father from the age of 8 to the age of 15 when she calls it out. Her father, now I discover, tries to basically play pimp and sell his own daughter, to producers who may want to have sex with her. How did this change you, this experience?
It takes long to trust people. It takes very long to trust people, especially trust a man. If you think you're finding love, you always have some kind of suspicion running in the back of your mind, whether I'm being used. So that remained for a very long time with me, to trust people. And
I mean, love is hurtful even when it's good.
Yes. So, it took me a very long time to trust people. But I did find love finally, and I think it's beautiful. But working with NCW also, what we find is, and that is what even the reports say, the census say, that every child who's abused, 98% of them are abused by the people who are known to them.
Absolutely. Who are known to them.
There are cases where it doesn't come to NCW about POXO cases, but then when you read these cases where a child was working parents, a 6-year-old girl, working parents, and she was sexually abused by her own grandfather. And her grandmother was a party to it. She knew about it, but she turned a blind eye. So where do you go? Who do you trust?
Yeah. So when it's so difficult to trust, how do you end up in a profession, and I don't mean the movies, I mean politics, that is ruthless, where you don't know who to trust? That is can be such a cruel, competitive profession. How does politics happen in your life?
I think 2007, when I moved all the cases to Supreme Court.
And these were the cases because you had spoken about the need for girls to protect themselves if they're having premarital sex.
Yes. So that's when I told my husband, I said, I think I should, because all these cases are politically motivated.
Yeah.
I said, if I need to tackle them, if I need to handle them, I think I should get into politics. And he said, not now. He's saying, because you have taken the cases to Supreme Court. If you join any political party right now, and when you win the cases tomorrow, it's going to be because you have had a political background, you were able to come out of it. It's your battle, your lone battle. So you win the cases single-handedly. And that's why if people understand, if they see all these 5 years what I fought, from 2005 to 2010 till I won the cases, nobody would have ever seen my husband anywhere near me when I was fighting the cases, whether it was a Supreme Court, whether it was High Court, or anywhere in the press meets. Or even when I went to Manipur to surrender, because my husband said, it's your battle and you have to come out victorious. You have to handle it. Of course, he was there like a pillar of strength right behind me to support me. But he said, I'm not going to be in the limelight. You have to do it yourself. And then he said, I want you to win these cases and win it single-handedly and then join the political party. So the thought of joining a political party or to join politics came to me in 2007. But I joined only after I won the cases in 2010.
Now, as I said, you have experienced 3 political parties. Obviously, it is your role to defend the party you're presently associated with. So I won't put you on the spot for that and ask you the obvious questions. What I want to understand is, what was the tipping point that made you leave the Congress?
Nothing was happening. The most hypocritical party you can ever come across.
Tell me more.
Today, it's very surprising when Rahul Gandhi talks about censors and he talks about OBC and ST and everything. But I have literally seen Congress that even a leader like Kamraj is put in a caste bracket. And they say, this is the area which is not about Kamraj's caste. So you do not speak about, it's opposite the Kamraj caste. And so you do not speak about Kamraj here. This is the area which represents Kamraj's caste. So you speak about Kamraj here. So even when the most tall leader of Tamil Nadu, Congress has ever had a leader like Kamraj, one of the most, I would say, worshipped leaders of Tamil Nadu, for his simplicity and for his honesty. Because a man like Kamraj, when he died, he just had 3 pairs of slippers, 174 rupees in his pocket, and 3 sets of veshti and 3 sets of shirt. That's all he had. And you, the minute you start putting him in a caste bracket, caste census, then it sets you thinking. And I saw them that they're not talking about, they say we are secular, but no, they are not. That's when I first noticed the difference of being a Muslim being married into a Hindu. Because that's where they started differentiating whether I'm a Muslim or I'm a Hindu.
How did they differentiate?
That's like saying when you're there, you are going for a campaign, do not mention that you're a Muslim.
The Congress said to you?
Yes. Do not mention that you're a Muslim. Or when you're going to a Muslim locality, just speak in Urdu and just keep saying Allah, Allah, Allah. This is where you have to stress that you're a Muslim. So I did not understand that at all. So, the kind of hypocrisy they live with. And it's completely different, because when I joined Congress, this was after the decimal of 2014 election, and people said, you're jumping into a sinking ship. You must be mad. You should be joining BJP.
You joined Congress when the chips were down for the Congress,
Absolutely.
is what you're saying. Yes.
They lost 2014.
That's right. They were wiped out in 14.
Yes. And I joined them in October.
Yes.
So I was like, but I have been brought up on Congress. I have heard Congress. I have grown up on Indira Gandhi and Rajiv Gandhi. And all my school days, I had Rajiv Gandhi's posters in my rooms.
Oh, really?
So, I mean, that is how I was brought up.
Yes.
And my entire family was a Congress supporter. So I literally grew up on Congress. I have seen Sushil Kumar Shindeji when he used to represent Juhu area before he became the minister he was. So I've literally seen them growing up. So I thought that was the right ideology and that was the right place for me to be in.
And then what happens? What was your relationship like with the Gandhi
I had a
family?
very cordial, I've hardly interacted with Priyanka.
Okay.
So I would reserve my comments about Priyanka because I've hardly interacted with her. But yes, I would say that I was very fortunate that every time I was in Delhi, I wanted to meet Rahul ji, he would immediately give me an appointment. Or Sonia ji, she would give me an appointment. I would always be humble. I was very humble with their attitude. I wouldn't say they have an air of being the Gandhis or anything, or they have a very hideous attitude. Nothing of that kind. Very, very down to earth people. But when you you need that kind of a persona to look up to a leader. And unfortunately, Rahul Gandhi lacked that. When a leader does not want to be a leader, he does not want to lead from the front, but he wants to be presented as a leader by the workers. And yet you would say that, no, don't push me. But silently you wish that, and you pray that people treat you like a leader. It doesn't work. It's either you have it in you or you don't have it in you.
What made you realize that was there one incident? Was it a series
There
of
were
incidents?
many incidents. There were many incidents.
Give us an example of something that really stayed with you and you said, okay, I have to leave.
No, I think the kind of insecurities people have in Congress, a lot of insecurities. I mean, they don't want you to be part of a meeting because you know that you're a good spokesperson, so you will be, you'll outshine them. So I've literally seen that, and it didn't work for me. I mean, I can't work in an atmosphere where you have, kind of very inferiority complexed people around you. You're not confident of yourself. You live under a constant fear that you will be overshadowed or you will take over, and then it's like a crab story. Na hum badhenge, na kisi ko aage badhne denge. That kind of a crab story. I can't work in those.
Was there a tipping point?
There were a lot of tipping points. I wouldn't, and
when you eventually said, "Now I'm going."
Yeah, the tipping point was then Mr. Rahul Gandhi knows about it.
Are you going to tell us?
No.
Did they try and stop you?
I didn't give them an opportunity to stop.
You were sure that you would want to?
I was very sure. And what I did is, when I gave the letter, within, I think, not even 48 hours, I joined BJP. So I didn't even give them the time.
Was it that your own party colleagues in Tamil Nadu in the Congress were very hostile to you? Was that part of the reason?
Couple of them. And I'm not even into local politics. So even now, if you see in BJP, I'm not part of Tamil Nadu politics. I don't get involved with Tamil Nadu politics.
That's right.
So I stay out of it.
Is it tougher to be a woman in films or a woman in politics?
Both.
Tell us the challenges in both. In cinema, obviously, there's an ageism. Men are given roles till they're well into their 50s and 60s. 70s. They're still romancing young girls. There's a horrible ageism. There is a colorism. There are all kinds of expectations of women to look a certain way, to be a certain age. But what have you experienced as a woman in cinema first? I'll come to women in politics later.
I think cinema, it's very difficult to, when I started, it was a time when you really need to start young. All my contemporaries, if you see, or even a little senior to me, they all started when they were 14, 15 as lead actors. Even Sridevi started when she was just 14 as a lead actor. So for us to sustain that, by the time you touch your 20s, your career is over.
I mean, how horrible.
Yeah, I mean, that's the time when your mind is developing into a thinking mind that what more I can do. You understand the fashion, you understand the finer nuances of art, you understand how I can do better. You have the capability and the ability to understand the roles what you're going to portray. Yeah. At the age of 14, 15, you're doing roles which probably you will understand what the character demands only when you're in your late 20s. And you're expected to give your best at the age of 14. And by the time you're 20, your career is over. Very few of us have been very lucky that we were able to sustain it for a very long time. Like I was able to hold my position for 15 long years right at the top. So it was difficult. But then of course, there were ups and downs. And I am glad there were ups and downs. Otherwise, I wouldn't have realized the actual worth of my success if there were no downs. There was a time when I was out of 5 big films in a day.
Because?
Because I was in love.
Is this about the Prabhu relationship with Prabhu?
Yes. I mean, of course, he's well into his...
And now you're all friends.
Yes.
But I just want to give context for the audience in a different way. Before you met your husband, you had a relationship with Prabhu.
Yeah.
And when it was found out, or when people discovered that you had this relationship, you were punished for it by being dropped from movies.
People knew about it.
But then why were you ousted from these movies?
Because, I don't know, because at one point we thought it's fine to be honest about a relationship.
Right.
People knew that we were together for more than 5 years.
Yeah.
And when we decided it's okay to be a little more vocal about what we feel for each other, I was punished for it. But that's okay.
But But again, it's the woman who's punished, right?
Yes, yes. But I think that's a way of life. But I think the biggest punishment also goes, probably the men never show it out, but
Yeah.
I'm sure he was punished too.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure he went through the same emotional upheavals and the turmoils and the pain that I went through.
Yeah.
Because love was not one side.
Of course. And also it takes some getting used to have your entire life play out in the public domain, right? And that can't be easy. What is the most biased thing for women in cinema? Is it the ageism?
No, I don't think. I think any world over, any kind of a platform, whether it is cinema or politics or any other field, I think the easiest way to bring down a woman is to character assassinate her. And that's the easiest way men think.
Yeah.
You know, that's the only way you can hit a woman hard. Character assassinate her, malign her on a personal level. Whether there's absolutely no truth to it, but just malign her. And I think this is the trait which is followed by most insecure men around. Most of the men are insecure. We say we are in the 21st century. We say that we are moving forward. We are fighting for 33% reservation, which is coming. The act has come in. We will be taking that forward. All these things matter. But the mentality of the woman, of the men around about a woman, still remains the same.
Yeah.
The minute a woman succeeds, अरे उसने कुछ compromise किया होगा. That's
She
why
must
she
have slept with
succeeds.
someone.
Yeah, compromise है इसलिए तो अरे वो boss के साथ थी पता है. बहुत उससे हंस खेल के बात कर रही थी इसलिए हुआ होगा. मतलब if a man is seen at 7 a.m. in the morning at the boss's office, it's fine. But if a woman is seen at 7 in the morning or at 11 p.m. at the boss's place, then it's just like, अरे यार कुछ तो compromise किया उसने इसलिए आगे बढ़ी है. So I think that's the easiest way a man can do to hide his own insecurities. And it's all over.
And what's it been like in terms of challenges to be a woman in politics? There too, I mean, there are the similar kind of insecurities, the similar kind of character assassination.
Yes, it's worst. It's worse.
Is politics tougher?
Yes, politics is a little more tougher.
Because it's more male dominated?
Not male dominated, probably because I feel 12 years into politics, I'm still a little too young to understand politics completely. Cinema, yes, I was brought up in cinema, so I know the entire cinema industry, how it functions. Politics, I still feel I'm still a novice, a very naive person when it comes to politics. I can't be politically correct. And that's my biggest minus point. Everyone knows, even you know, that I have to speak my mind.
Yes.
There are times when I cross that Lakshman Rekha of following the party line, any party, whether it was DMK, Congress, or even BJP for that matter at times. I do cross over the line. But then that's me, that is how I am. And a lot of people come and tell me that if you're not going to follow that political line, then it's going to be difficult for you to succeed. I said, but then I can't sleep well. And for me to sleep well, I have to speak what I think is right and at the right point, not only as a woman, but I think because I feel if there's someone I'm answerable to, are my two girls today. Because what kind of lesson or what kind of message I'm giving out to them. Because tomorrow if my girls are going to turn around, look at me and said, Amma, what you did was absolutely wrong and we don't expect you to keep quiet, then I think I failed as a person, as a woman.
Yeah, it is the opinion in part of your daughters. I remember this when the convicted rapist in the Bilkis Bano case walked out of jail to Sweets and Gardens. And I remember you spoke out even at that time. And I remember I asked you, what made you do it? Because the party wasn't saying anything about it officially. And you said, my daughters would not forgive me if I didn't speak.
Yes, definitely. Their opinions matter to me a lot. For me, I have to be a role model for my girls. And if I cannot be a role model to my girls, I can't be a role model to any other women around. If I can't inspire my daughters, I can't inspire even a single woman around. Because if I can't do it at home, how do I expect people around me or in this world or in this society to listen to me?
Both daughters are now showing an interest in your line of work.
Yes, my younger one is already working.
With Mani Ratnam?
Yes, she's assisting Mr. Mani Ratnam. So I was very glad that when she started assisting Mr. Mani Ratnam from January this year, so she worked with Ponniyin Selvan 2 entire credits and the rolling titles, everything, she was given the credit. And now she is officially She was interning then. Now she has officially joined Mr. Maniratnam as an AD, and she is drawing a salary. So it's a very, very proud moment for us because me and my husband, we met Mr. Maniratnam somewhere, and he said, and he introduced us to someone. He's saying, please meet Anandita's parents. So that was the most proudest moment for us.
I'm sure.
So,
and the elder one?
The elder one, she finished her baking and patisserie at Cordon Bleu in London. So she's basically a baker, and she cooks like a dream. She's also done her course at Medfilm School in acting and filmmaking. So she wants to act. She wants to be in front of the camera. So
are you feeling protective, or are you feeling proud?
No, I'm feeling very proud, but I tell her that she has to work hard.
And it's not going to be easy.
It's not going to be easy because, see, we're in a world, we're talking about nepotism. It's not easy. In fact, I feel it's worse for, people who talk about nepotism. Yeah. Because there's so much of responsibility on the children. And that's what I tell my girl. I said, the first thing, you're beautiful. She's 5'11". She's tall.
Wow.
My younger one is 6'1", by the way.
Wow,
so
fantastic.
I'm the elf in the family. My husband is 6'3".
Lovely.
So I'm the elf in the family. But I tell my daughter that, the first thing people are going to say is, just beauty will not matter. I said, they're going to say, can you act like your mother? Can you dance like your mother? Can you emote like your mother? Are you behaving like your mother? I said, everything is going to be compared to me. And you have to prove that you're beyond that. And in today's times, out of 100, probably just 5 of your true friends will actually wish that you be successful.
That's right.
95% of them will be waiting to shred you into pieces and throw it in a dustbin.
That's right.
So you don't have to prove yourself to this 5, but you need to work hard and prove to that 95 of them. So I think it's not easy, it's tough, but hopefully she's working hard. Let's see.
Do you have any regrets so far?
No, my regret is nothing. I think the only regret which it will remain with me is, for the first time, I would say this, that I've hurt Prabhu's family. That will be the regret all my life.
So do you wish you hadn't been in that relationship?
Yes, because I don't think today when I'm settled with my husband and my children, my family, I know how protective I am. So I think it's not right. It's absolutely not right to be involved with a married man. Absolutely not right.
Just the fact that you're able to speak about your relationship, a past relationship that you had with somebody who's married in the open, makes you a very unique person.
But that's the honesty I want to live with. It's no point in me keeping myself. And today, of course, me and him and his family are very good friends. I go home, I meet his wife. His daughter is one of the best bakers in business in Chennai today. So my daughter's birthday cakes come from her bakery because they said, no, we want only her to bake a cake. So that is kind of a relationship I share with them today. And I think the respect, the love what we had for each other, that will always remain. There's a lot of respect now. So I think that will remain. And that's what matters, that you respect each other. You look at each other and you smile and you are there for each other as a friend. What happened, everybody goes through a problem, and what happened in the past is the past. You can't live with it.
And as I said, it's extraordinary openness, I think, Khushbu, that makes you what you are. Before we end, is there something that you would tell your 16-year-old self today? What would you look back and tell your teenage self? I know you had not an easy teenage years because of your father. No, I
wouldn't want to say anything, but I would say, well done, girl.
Well done, yes. That's
my back.
Thank you, Khushbu. Always a pleasure.
Thank you.